So sorry about all of these videos that I've been making, and the audio hasn't been working. I'd say it was myself that's... I'm in my bathroom at the moment, by the way. I just need to clean the bath desperately. I won't show you how dirty it is because I just won't show you. Because if people see how dirty my bath is, they're going to get ideas about it. I'll try and keep it out of perspective of the bath. But yeah, sorry about the videos that I've been making of late where the audio hasn't been working. I could say it was the Secret Services annoying me. I could say it was myself that's made some sort of error with technology. But I think it's more spiritual or extraterrestrial gremlins on this occasion. That's my gut feeling. I have no idea, but it seems to be across all the devices that I use to make the videos with, and it doesn't seem to make any sense to me, who's quite tech savvy. So it's definitely something else, somewhere else, and my honest gut feeling is that it's spiritual or extraterrestrial gremlins. But I'm getting it back on track slowly. This should all come through loud, and well, it should all come through loud, at least. The purpose of this video: trust, fear, and light. What do I mean by that? What I mean by that is a case of if I follow the course of events of my life, and given what I understand of reality, that should be it for me. I'd be locked down, clinically depressed, withdrawn from society, recluse, suffering intolerable madness from his mental health, and in turn from society back, from the archaic system that's still in place to manage the people with mental health, or different people. That's what I'm going to start calling us. We're just people that are a bit different, and unfortunately it's society that's got the mental health problem, because they're like, no, we can't accept anything different from the status quo mindset. We'll have to medicate, we'll have to suppress, we'll have to kill nature. But anyway, let's not go too much into that. But that would be it for my life, in absolute honesty, in absolute reflection of my life, in knowing myself to my limits as a warrior, to what I can achieve in this world. I'm done. That's it. Andreas has lost the battle. He's out of action, and if we were truly of care, we'd offer euthanasia, because there's no life left, in honesty. That's cruel to say, but that's where I'm at from my perspective. But I'm spiritual, and through all the challenges that I've had, life teaches me that, spirituality alongside the experiences I've had has taught me the importance of life from a spiritual perspective. And I'm also honest, I'm also practical, so I don't really want to suffer anymore going forward. So it's in my interest to try to wake up to whatever spiritual game is going on, so I can end my suffering a different way, or at least be in control of it from a left brain perspective. Which, if you're going to suffer and you're going to suffer, and there's nothing that's going to change the suffering, having that perspective of it won't change the suffering from what I understand, but understanding of the situation, understanding of the circumstances going on, and that can lead to a certain level of acceptance, which is what I function on in terms of healing. So that's the hope. That's the hope. That's why I persist, because otherwise I'd figure out how to move to Holland. But I really don't want to bring it down in any way, the energy. I really wanted to keep it short, sweet and practical. But yeah, no, if you imagine that's it for me, that's my head. And for all intents and purposes, what you see in front of you now shouldn't be possible. I should be comatose in bed. Really, there isn't a way I'd be able to get up, but I persist. And what it is with my mental health, it changes my mood, it changes my mind, so my memory gets wiped every day. I think that's half to do with the medication. That is quite a big bit to do with the medication, not entirely, but it's quite a big bit to do with the medication. That's the effect that the medication has upon the body. It depletes the nutrients that go towards memory, from my understanding. But my mental health would have done it anyway. Maybe the medication is just like, well, fuck it, you know. This is what happens with it, mental health. Let's just speed up the process, and we'll structure them a different way. Who knows? But from my perspective, it's a case of, nah, mate, I want the memory. Ask me first. I'm willing to fight for it. Give me the option and tell me, this is what's going on with mental health, in terms of this is what it does to you. Would you like to take that decision now, Andreas, of wiping your memory? We can do it with this drug, that drug, another drug. Or would you prefer to fight it all the way? Who knows, depends how much of a challenge. But that choice isn't given to me, it's taken from me and instilled upon me, because the status quo is the all-governing God. And where I am now, it's like, as I said, that's where I should be today. Comatose in bed, absolute depression, absolute fear, absolute numbness to everything. But I'm here standing, cleaning my bath because the dirt is pissing me off. Cleaning my bath with sunlight coming through the window, with sunflowers of yellow and blue, and the energy of the day reminds me of Cyprus. When I used to go to Cyprus not most summers, but a lot of summers, to see my family over there. And it was not a normal holiday because you're going to go and see family. And it's not a normal holiday because you don't, I mean, these are all things that I could have done, but I went as a child, for all intents and purposes. Like a child would go to visit a grandparent. I had no control. I didn't have a car. I didn't really go anywhere. Where I could go was the local shops, and I was stingy, so I didn't really want to take money and spend money. So it was more a case of you go there and you experience this nice place. You have no intention for like sunbathing. You have no intention for a swimming pool. You have no intention for buffets and restaurants. It's more a case of, I mean, don't get me wrong, even if I could go to buffets and restaurants, I'd probably stayed and eaten my grandmother, or what we call yaya, that's grandmother in Greek, my yaya's food. But what I want to paint a picture of is a case of it's a different energy from a normal holiday. You've still got the sun, you've still got the lightness, you've still got the ease in the body, the relaxation. It just comes from a slightly different way. And because I'm there and I'm bored, because I get bored doing nothing, there's no real TV. It's like, if I've got an internet connection, how many hours will it take to download the BBC News website? Not BBC News website, but a website. So it's not really like, don't forget I'm 35 now, I'm talking about when I was like in my teens. It's that long ago. Fuck, you know, pardon me. I mean, I've been to Cyprus since, but that was for a specific reason. That was again not a holiday. I had my mental health illness at the time, and I was somewhere else. But otherwise, what I talk about was from my teens. And yeah, I get bored. So my uncle would give me some stuff to do. Like I went one year and he gave me painting to do. Another year, what else? I don't know. I just sit there with my grandmother while she cooks, and I'm going to have to speed this video up because my battery's dying, and I didn't really want it to be long in the first place. So I'd sit there with my grandmother, I might help her cook, just be with people living their lives, and that's it. And that's the energy of today, man. It's a really nice feeling if I just tune in and relax. But I'm so fearful of my actual life, the actual events of my life. I'm fearful of people and humanity, everybody. There's not a person I'm not afraid of. In some way, shape or form. And I'm sure you're there, you're asking the question of like, yeah, but what can an average person do to you? All I'd say is a case of my life has shown me that to be fearful of the average person, and the average person has power. So I don't question that, I don't doubt that, and I don't want to forget that, and it's not right to forget that. It's like all the positive lessons I've learned over my mental health. This is a lesson that is like, right, Andreas, this is the alertness you need to apply to life, socializing and interaction with other humans. So that's where I am. That's why the fear is there. No, sorry, the fear is because it's a case of like, as I said, it's a positive energy today. And really you want to be using these positive energies. I would want to be using these positive energies to get my life back on track. But because I'm so scared, I'm so fearful, and because it's so adjunct from the course of events of my life, I'm like, well, what's going on really? I don't know how to just go from complete terror to, well, chilling. So I'm in that's my mindset right now, and that's where the fear is. The lightness is the energy of the day. Well, there's the energy is the lightness of the day. Fear, my memory's so bad, I really apologise. But what it was a case of, this is the discussion I wanted to have with myself today. How can I make positive changes in my life? Really focus in on dealing with this mental health beating I experience every morning. Every time I wake up, I get beaten, and it gets me from the second I wake up. I mean, lately it's even been waking me up to beat me. So it's a case of, how do I get to grips with that? Because as I said on some other videos, if it came across with the audio working or not, I've been beaten to such an extent I can't breathe or think or analyse anything. It's just like a case of holding your breath and taking the relentless punishment in a hope that it stops. And well, I'm able to think now, but I'm still in shock on a lot of levels, and I'm there, and I'm wanting to begin this discussion, and I speak aloud. I've done it since I was a child. I speak to myself. Maybe it's some sort of beaten, the alien race beatens. Don't worry, a lot of you are Thetans as well, but Thetans have two energies, like two consciousnesses within them. My dad was a Thetan. I'm pretty sure, I need to look at the photos, but he had the energy of a Thetan. And basically, if you imagine like a two-headed person, that's what a Thetan is in essence. So the discussion aloud really makes sense to that. Might not be, but I've been doing it since I was a teenager. Obviously I prefer to do it in my head, but I can't think in my head half the time, so that's probably why I do it. And it's no real harm, it's practical. And I just get on with it. It really helps me within my mental health. But where I'm so shaken from recent happenings, I go to speak, and where I'm quite dependent upon the tone of my voice, in terms of my mind listening to what I'm saying, to then think of what to change going forward. It's not accurate, because the tone of my voice is really, really scared. So it either goes to the lightness instantly, and I'm like, I'm all happy, when I'm not anywhere near that. But it's to see it and hopefully get to that place, and that's normally what happens. Well, I say that it's a possibility of speaking and discussing, you find a new tone, and that tone you can relate to the energy of the day. I don't know if that makes sense, but I'll just leave it there. I don't need to expand on that, but the tone of my voice is important to my ears, to my head, when I can't think in my head. So I started to try it today, and it was like I was so scared, and because I'm scared, I'm weak, and because I'm weak, the instinctive thing is to go to the energy of the day, and I couldn't really begin this process of sorting out the unpleasant aspects because the tone was wrong. So I thought if I make a video, discuss this element, because I'm just stating, I don't know, I think I have to exert more energy. It's like if I was just speaking to myself, there'd be a more relaxed energy. But when I'm having to speak to somebody else, I have to, there's a difference. I don't know, something in the mentality. As I said, if I'm two people speaking to myself, so to speak, now there's a third person, there's a different energy, there's a different element, and that helps for whatever reason. So I feel like now I'm in a place where I've expressed, I've voiced, I should hopefully be able to end this video and start speaking to myself to sort my head out. But hopefully I've shared to anybody that finds anything of mental health interesting, or yeah, what it might be like to be me or be somebody like me. And I'm sure, and this is something I've not said much on video before, but we all have mental health problems, and where possible you want to just ignore it, man. You want to just ignore it and get on with your life, and that's really where I am at, where I've been at this whole time, and mental health has had, I know I'm here, but you want to ignore it as much as possible, like it doesn't exist, it doesn't exist, or if it does exist, it's not a problem, and it takes time of repetition before you can admit it. So I'm sure a lot of us have mental health problems, and a lot of us don't say anything about them. So for me to express to you in this instance where I'm at, which is far more progressed, maybe if and when you experience something where I'm at in the light for your own lives, you'll either one, have an action plan in place, you know, you can just copy me, or two, you can actually have a mindset for yourself of, okay, this is real, Andreas has been through it, I've got to take it seriously from the off, this is how I would deal with it. I don't know, but either way, it's there for you in the back of your minds, and hopefully that never happens to you. And I'm going to leave the video there before the battery dies. It's a lot cleaner.